welcome to my channel. If you've been in the Pokemon community in the last couple months, you know it has just been so crazy, just absolute bananas. Okay, I have compiled a bit of a list for you on managing the Pokemon TCG as a collector in the current market. Obviously, I just want to preface by saying these are not requirements. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do. These are just things that I am currently doing to manage my hobby in such crazy, bonkers, bananas times. So here are my top 5 do's and don'ts on how to survive the current Pokemon market. Before we get into our do's and don'ts, don't forget to like the video and don't forget to subscribe for more Pokemon content. Also, I just want to say I'm so sorry if I seem very tired. I am, okay? I don't have another answer for you. I just got back from a road trip, so don't panic buy. One of the most common things I've seen in the last couple months is people panic buying all different kinds of products. If you're not familiar with the term panic buying, it is essentially what happened with toilet paper in the great COVID-19 fiasco of 2020, where everyone was just like, oh my god, we're gonna not have any toilet paper. That's essentially what's happening now, except with Pokemon, which is obviously a necessity. I've seen so many people say that they regret hating on sets like Shrouded Fable or Obsidian Flames because they can't find anything now and they will take anything they can get. And I think this is a bad mindset to have for a number of reasons. You don't need Pokemon cards. Well, I guess that's subjective. Some people may say that they need them. I think that's another issue that you might have to work out on your own though. You have issues, resort to solving those on your own time. But I think it's not really the best mindset to have because it kind of correlates to overconsumption and just spending money to spend money. I don't know if you guys have seen like the Stanley Cup trend where like people have like so many Stanley Cups in every single color. You want the purple cup, okay? Somebody tells you buy 20 different colored cups. Don't buy 20 different colored cups just because somebody told you to. Buy the purple one that you would have originally bought, of your own accord and of your own desires and of your own wants. So my advice to you is to take a step back when you find products like this in the store and say, hey, you know, did I like this set when it came out? Is this something I would have bought if I found it in stores without the external forces playing on my decisions? If the answer is no, I would recommend that you put it back. That's up to you again. I'm just giving you my helpful little tidbits because I know I have to do this for myself sometimes of like seeing something. Even now with Surging Sparks, I recently pulled both my chase cards from it and now it's like if I see that, it's like I do want to buy it, but it's like I don't need that. Do your research. During this time where products are hard to find, I think it's really important to do your research before buying things. We're in a time right now where finding any product on the shelves feels like a win, and it's kind of like, I'm in the right place at the right time. Am I really gonna say no to this? And I get that, but sometimes you should say no. Sometimes you should have restraint. It's important to do your research to know what you want to get out of your hobby and what products can provide that for you. For example, I have very few cards that I want out of sets like Shrouded Fable, Obsidian Flames, Paradox Rift, and Temporal Forces, and therefore I'm not really going to get much joy out of opening them. I am instead prioritizing spending money on things that are going to bring me more joy and more happiness, perhaps other sets, perhaps singles, or even stuff outside of the hobby as well, like these earrings I just bought. Aren't they so cool? I love them. Anyways, if I can't find something that I am looking for and that I feel is going to contribute to my goals as a collector, I'm just going to have to walk away and say, hey, that's not what I'm looking to get out of my hobby, and therefore I do not need to purchase it, and I'm gonna spend my money elsewhere. I'm gonna spend it on something that makes me actually happy and not just spending my money to spend my money. You can find full card lists of every set online, and then you can make an informed purchase based off of what you have determined a priority within your collecting. don't buy at higher prices. I know it can definitely be tempting to purchase cards at higher pricing on the secondhand market, especially when they're just impossible to find. However, I feel that it is just too early to be purchasing many of the sets that are being resold on the secondhand market right now. Even 151, I think it's too early. Like, I definitely understand purchasing older sets on the secondhand market, especially because they're harder to find. However, Pokemon dropped an Evolving Skies like collection with like the Eevee Squishmallow. Where were you hiding those, Pokemon? I think you have some explaining to do, Pokemon. Where did that product come from, Pokemon? What are you hiding in your warehouse, Pokemon? Even in 2023, I was still finding like Sun and Moon packs. It's too early, guys. It's too early to be buying this stuff off the secondhand market, I think, in my opinion. 151 was printed 2 years ago, which again is just crazy to say, because like, tell me why. Tell me why it's been 2 years since 151 was printed. That's literally disgusting. Anyways, up until 2 to 3 months ago, I was still able to find 151 product in stores, like even in Costco sets. Like it was still being printed, and it's still being printed to this day. Like, Blooming Waters just came out. Like I said, 151 is 2 years old and still currently being printed. Pokemon likes money, and they like it in their pockets. I also have already heard rumors that sets like Paldean Fates and Surging Sparks are going to be getting reprints. I saw Paldean Fates and I was like, just get to finish my binder, hopefully, maybe one day. Probably not ever. Probably not ever. Rip and shipping, I don't get it. Like, am I missing something? Because it just feels like scalping to me, but like fancy. And I feel stupid because I don't get it, but I think I'm enlightened. I don't know. I don't get ripping and shipping and ripping and all that good stuff. But do what you want, do what you will. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Do explore your options. There's so much more than just English. I don't know if you guys know that, but other languages do exist in the world, and they like Pokemon. There's so many different languages, and I personally love the idea of collecting outside of English cards. I don't know if it's because I grew up in the 2010s when everyone was just like weirdly obsessed with Japan. Like, I don't know if anyone remembers that. Oftentimes, other languages will be cheaper than their English counterparts, so it is a pretty good opportunity to consider broadening your collection into other languages. Also, Japanese cards are way better quality. I'm just saying. For example, though, a booster box of Terrestrial Festival is about 150 Canadian, where I have seen English ETBs of Prismatic Evolutions going for around 250. I think Korean Terrestrial Festival is going for around $80 Canadian right now. Don't buy sets. So again, these aren't rules, they're just suggestions. It's just that buying sets in the current Pokemon card market may bring more disappointment than it's worth. And when things are hard to find, it may just be better to put the money aside and directly buy the card that you're looking for, instead of maybe saving up your money to buy product on the secondhand market or saving up money to constantly rip packs. It may just be better to just buy what you're looking for. If you're not like that, I totally get it. I'm not like that either. I will not be taking my own advice. It's an option. It's an option, guys. It's an option. It's an option. It's an option. It's an option. Think about it. Do buy singles. This is in tandem with the last thing I just said. There's so many good singles on the Pokemon card market right now that are relatively cheap, and it may just be in your best interest to take like your $100 that you might spend on like a Prismatic Evolution product and just buy a bunch of singles. Hey, it's an option. It's an option. It's an option. And honestly, buying singles is a good option anytime on the Pokemon card market because it is just generally cheaper. Again, depending on what you're buying. If you're buying the like $2,000 Umbreon, that's probably not more financially responsible than just buying like a single $10 pack. But like if you buy like I just bought 2 cards for my Pikachu binder and they only cost me $4, so you know. Don't collect what's popular. Simply put, if you wouldn't buy it when it's not popular, don't buy it when it is popular. Just don't do it, guys. You don't need it. I remember when Temporal Forces came out and everyone was like, we want the dogs, we want the long neck boys, and it's like, I literally don't care. Give me my Snom. Give me my Snom from Temporal Forces, and then I'm done. And I pulled him first pack. And I was like, I'm done. And honestly, this goes for a lot of things in life. But no, genuinely, it's okay to be like, hey, I'm just gonna sit this one out. Like, it's cool. It's really important to think about things and be like, do I like this because it's popular, or do I genuinely like this? Just because a set has a card that's objectively high value does not mean it's a good set, nor does it mean you should buy it. Buy what you want to collect and what makes you happy. Just do what makes you happy, guys. Just do what makes you happy. For real, I'm being for real. Sit down. Guys, this is an intervention. Do collect what you want. Instead of collecting what is popular, collect what you want. Something that can help with figuring this out is setting a collecting goal, whether that be for the month or for the year, and then only buying things that relate to that goal, whether that be singles, whether that be products, you know, depending on the goal. Like, I don't know. If your goal is to collect vintage, then maybe don't buy a product. That might not be the most financially wise decision, but again, do whatever you want. This can help you stay on track without being influenced by others. You gotta say no to drugs, say no to drugs, dare, all that good stuff. But no, you have to say, hey, this is my goal. I'm gonna collect all the Pikachus. And when people are like, oh my god, this Greninja's so good, you have to say no. I don't want Greninjas. I want Pikachus. That's the goal. Number 5, our last don't, is don't cry yourself to sleep at night. While the current state of the Pokemon hobby does suck, it's not the end of the world. It's like things will even out, things will change. I always say, and by always I mean in the last couple months as things have been falling apart, to myself, because I don't have any friends, it happened before. And it went back to normal. And it went back to normal for a reason. Those people who were buying product because they were bored, those people who were scalping product because they saw it brought people joy and they were like, oh, I can make money off of that. It stopped for a reason. Things went back to normal for a reason. Things will work themselves out in the end. I trust that they will. In the meantime, though, do engage in the hobby in other ways. There is so much more to Pokemon and the Pokemon TCG than just opening packs and collecting cards. You can play things like the TCG Live or Pokemon Pocket, and you can also engage in TCG content. I know that's what I do when I don't have anything to open or I don't have anything to do regarding the Pokemon TCG. I watch other people do it. I watch other people play Pokemon Pocket. I watch other people play Pokemon TCG Live, or you can even get into non-Pokemon TCG related collecting, like plush. That's my son Pikachu and his brother Snorlax. Why does Snorlax not get the son title? I don't like him. The point is, at the end of the day, there's so much more to the Pokemon community than just collecting and ripping packs. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like the video. I'll put a link to all my Pokemon card openings down below if you want something else to watch, and I will see you all later. Goodbye for now.